Alright, come on. Come on, you can do it. Yay! So I'm gonna wait for it to load up to start. I don't really have access to comments doing it this way, so... I don't think I've ever actually done this. I know I did this once before, just as sort of a test run to see if Twitch worked streaming for me. But yeah, I've overall been relatively lax with this stuff lately. You know, I haven't uploaded a video in a while. Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Marcus76, once again watching a multiplayer replay of Paraworld. Technically multiplayer because I have been told in the past that this character here, player in red defending, is actually an AI. I believe it was player, or it was somebody else. Maybe I just insulted player. Alright, so this is a defense match where one player is given pre-built defenses and a better position. He's on a little hill here, has some cliffs around here, has some large hostile dinosaurs around the area, and he has to defend a few of these defender objects. Now, these defender objects have 50,000 health and no armor, so every attack does the maximum amount of damage it can do. And if these are destroyed before the time limit runs out, then this player wins. If not, the other players win. And it's always, just because it's only an hour in these games, can run more than an hour, the other team has one advantage, and that is numbers. In this case, there are two players. Guys, you gotta pick easier names for me here. I'm going to mispronounce this. Kupuskusur, K. Your name is K. And Dryfun. K is in green, playing as the, ooh, what's the name of it? What is the name of it? I feel so stupid right now because, like, I haven't played this in a couple of weeks, as I'm sure many of you have noticed. I have not been uploading any videos to YouTube or Twitch or any other service. Been busy with other things. This one I know, in orange, it's the Dragon Clan. This is the other faction. The Seas! The Seas. Yes, I remembered now. Alright, so they have an advantage in numbers. There's two of them, so by the time they develop enough to attack, it's going to be very, very difficult for the northern person to defend if they do not advance their base a bit, as this is not going to hold up against much. It's doing a number on some of these Tyrannosaurs, but they can't help it because they really can't leave the area. And I believe this map was built specifically for Mirage, because if you look at these here, these Gigantosauruses, they were not in the original game, I don't believe. I think they were just added in Mirage, so... So yeah, I do believe this was a player-made map. If I could click on something here to show me details of it, that'd be nice. That'd be a nice feature to add, you know, get map details. So, this Twitch stream I am doing, which I really, really hope is going through, is basically just going to be a recording of the match and anything I have to say. And I'll be editing it so that any of the quiet bouts, like the one that you just saw, don't appear. Or if I get interrupted, have to leave the stream, anything like that, I can edit that out for the YouTube videos. So I'll, you know, stream through Twitch and then edit videos later. Wow, this is a really nice setup. You got the farms as close as possible to the hunting lodge. some people don't like to build the hunting lodge or any of the similar resource collection structures in exchange for just going for multiple town centers. But you do get the worker upgrades through the different resource collecting buildings, so it is very, very important to get them. Now, one of the questions I've always had that there's been a little bit of a debate over it. Some people say yes, some people say no. Is about, are they already at Tech? Oh, Epoch 2. Okay, I didn't know you got the Emporium at Epoch 2. It might be a recent update I just haven't played yet. But yes, building trade routes, either between yourself by building 2 warehouses on either side of a base and having your merchants go between them, or trading with an ally. Is it worthwhile? Because those costs, they do provide a near infinite supply of resources, but you can also use the Emporium to direct, or the warehouse, or the bazaar, to directly purchase resources using skulls. So if you create a little area, like you blocked this off, and just, like this nest here, that spawns a Gallimimus which are one of the aggressive species in the game. If you just built a wall going around that, and, you know, maybe set up a tower on it so it would attack them, and make sure that there's a worker somewhere nearby at all times so that it can repair anything that the Gallimimus attacks, you could create an infinite supply of skulls. It'd be slow producing unless you just build a lot of the towers, but it would still be a very, very strong producer, and you can use the Emporium to, again, use skulls to purchase resources. I really, really wish it was the other way around too, so that if I had a massive supply of food, I could sell that food and then buy like half its amount in another resource that I need more. But it's a very effective strategy. So they're going directly for taking out the nest first. Looks like they're going to be expanding into that area, maybe to build a what is over there? I'm looking at the mini-map. See if I can remember. There we go. There we go. Nope, there's nothing there. On the mini-map, it looks like that there's... Oh, those are just multiple things to fish together. Look, there was a thing of stone. Alright, so it looks like... Yeah, I think this is an AI. Actually, no, because this is a very, very good position to have archers. Because any melee units that come to attack you from down here are going to have to go by this cliff section here in order to get to either of the gates. So these guys are very well protected against melee units, and still have sort of an outcropping that they can use to shoot down. And it looks like that he's building more walls along the cliffs. Not really necessary, but... yeah, I think that actually might be a player, because they're using the terrain to their advantage, and the AI does not know how to do that. Then again, this really weird, you know, setup here with all the buildings being twisted around to... Maybe it's to better face the Forester's Lodge? Or that could be something that was added into the AI. No, they're building a temple close to their gates. The AI never does that. And that's a very, very common tactic for most players, so that they can have their units go out and attack, and then retreat back to the temple to heal. Now, looks like Dryfun is building up a gate here so that the AI or human player can't get down. And they're building a temple as well, so we're going to have a bit of a no man's land in the middle right here, where players are not going to be able to, at least not be able to easily get from one side of the map to the other. Now, this is somewhat playing to players' advantage. Oh, look at that, he's mounting the walls. Yeah, this is probably going to go toward players' advantage because you want to create sort of this conflict quagmire in the middle, this obvious large defending line. You know, instead of sending troops over to start harassing him, they're sort of blocking themselves off. Now this means that there's no chance for player to counterattack, but it also makes it slightly more difficult for the attacking team to hit. You could debate about which one's better. And now K is building a hospital. That's the same thing, heals units. I actually haven't played as the Seas mod very much, except for just to see what kind of units they have. So I don't know what okay, barracks is pretty self-explanatory. A garage, I think, produces mounted units and vehicles. Epoch upgrades allow production of advanced... Okay, cool. Headquarters, steelwork, resource collection point, increases resource storage, produces trade dinos. Okay. I wonder what their trade dinos look like. Alright, backed up to over here. See what's going on. And it looks like the... Yeah, this is definitely a human player. AI don't destroy their own buildings. So yeah, it looks like he destroyed the central headquarters to build one over here. And maybe one over here. We'll see what happens. A mammoth harvester may transport up to 2 infantry units. Oh, they merged. Did they merge them together in the last update? Yeah, I'm really behind on this game just because I've been running around with other things. So yeah, it looks like his defense is going to be largely one of heavy animals, non-ranged units, which really tells me that there's probably going to be some form of attempt at a counterattack. So when they strike with their ranged units to try to take out... Oh. Something must have happened over here. I'm going to guess... Now, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm just going to guess that it had something to do with the Gigantosaurus over here. Just a guess. And Dry Fun is building a second gate over here. So you do have this divide right here. And it looks like if a player were to go this way and down here, or just go through this way, it looks like woods are blocking that off, just going through this way. Looks like there's a ring of ranged defense, increases defense against long-range weapons. That would be incredibly useful for either team here. Now, it looks like everybody is building short-range weapons. Strong cavalry unit serves as mobile machine gun nest, can shoot flying enemies. Close combat counter. Yeah, it looks like... 9 o'clock. Stop it. Stop it. Phone. Yeah, it looks like everyone's largely going for the close range units, which is going to be a problem for player, because in a 2-on-1 fight, both sides being equal, which they're going to be, because this side isn't going to have a very strong attack until they completely fill out their units, and there's only 50. You can only have 52 units in the game per player. So they're going to have a large numbers advantage when they finally decide to attack, and they're not going to attack until they know they have that by completely filling out. Oh, they can reach that. Nice. So they need every advantage they can have, and building this large number of melee units might be a problem for them, because these are almost entirely... actually, no, these are good number of ranged units. I mean, one of the issues with watching a replay is for most strategy games, is you don't have access to chat. So, you can't... what am I saying here? You can't find out if they're cooperating with each other through chat. Because it looks like that there are a large number of strong melee units. Oh, no, they got some ranged ones here. And I think, honestly, watching this, seeing all of the Gatling riders, I think it might be time to maybe weaken the Gatling riders so that they're not the do-all, end-all unit that everyone seems to try to use. Because you have the Gatling riders and the Tarbo Guardian, which is basically the Gatling rider on a different dinosaur skin with a couple different stats. Yeah. So yeah, it might be time to weaken some of those units. Or maybe... or play on their weaknesses a bit. That's one of the interesting things about trying to balance characters in a strategy game, or most video games. I don't know, maybe make it faster but with less health. How much health does it have? 2,800 versus 900 versus a normal person who has 300? I don't know, it feels like it's too high. Turbo Guardian is a level 3 unit, you can only have 8 of those, so it might be worth it. But yeah, I'm trying to look at the composition here, and it looks like they have a lot... Yeah, no, they actually do have a lot of ranged units. Okay, so this might end up working out for him. For a player. Because ranged units are generally weak versus melee units. Or at least that's how most RTSs are supposed to run. I'm not sure if it really affects this. Let's see, 900 versus 2,000 versus 2,800. Yeah, there's a... I think there might be a bit of favoritism going on here. I mean, these guys don't have any armor, but they have both a melee and a ranged attack, which are both better than what the Battle Mammoth has, but the Battle Mammoth has armor. But these guys have more health, so... I don't know, I feel like there's definitely some balance work that needs to be done here. These 4 primary units. So they have their siege weapon. Their first major siege weapon, and that attacking these front gates here is going to probably be the start of this. Looks like they have a level 4 Bella, which means he does have his special abilities and his special units, the crossbowmen. It looks like they all have their positions on the front wall. And his presence here increases... I forget if it's the range. He's an excellent archer at level 1. At 2, he adds 5 meters of range for infantry units with ranged weapons in a 20-meter radius. So for about 60-65 feet around him, he increases their range by about 15 feet. I know most of the people that are going to be watching this are going to be from Europe and other countries. Ah, looks like they're going to be building a telescope tower, which is going to give them a view of this, and they're probably going to see these, and I don't know, maybe decide to attack this first, or try to draw them out. See, it looks like one of the most effective strategies here is going to be to try to get him to take all these units and send them over here. Because these units here are defended by the initial towers and all of these archers on the or crossbowmen on the wall here. So while these guys have a huge advantage in numbers, they do not have an advantage in position if they attack here, so they'll have heavier losses. If they can, I don't know, start attacking the gate or this wall here with siege weapons, or get their siege weapons around here and start attacking maybe this gate, if they can draw a player out, they would be much, much more likely to wipe him out, and then all they have to do is bear down the gate, go in, and start smashing things. Yeah, as I mentioned before, it looks like they're waiting to build up their full strength, so they'll have, I'm guessing, maybe 15 minutes. I actually did not watch this replay before starting the stream, which thinking about it now, I probably should have. Let's remove all the googly gunk from the minimap. Now, looks like it looks like they destroyed that on purpose to move it back. Maybe so that they would have more room over here to put the artillery pieces in. Alright, it looks like they're moving their artillery pieces up. Yeah, I think he was making room for the dragon tank. Now here's the big... Oh. They might just... I mean, they might be just sending them in to help it out, but they could. Do they have a port? They do not. Because they could just have a little port right here. Have it drop off those artillery pieces right there, and this whole section of their base here is going to be in trouble. That's a pretty large weak point. Now I'm mostly just looking around seeing if there's anything good going on around here. See, this would be a really, really good map to play as the Dragon Clan, specifically because you'd have these telescope towers, so you can see what your opponent is doing. Now, I believe the Sea also has a stationary artillery gun. Stinger, I don't know what that is. Yeah, I haven't played as them for a while. I thought they did have an artillery gun, though. And yeah, it looks like they are... Nope, trading with himself. And with his ally, good. But yeah, I have never seen... the trade unit, the trade dino for them. Laboratory produces special units and advanced weapon upgrades. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've never seen the trade dino for Seas. Alright, so there's a bit of a lull here. This is the kind of material that I would probably skip. Oh, there was a unit there that I was clicking. Okay, building more Seas towers. Yeah, I always thought there was an artillery gun. Yep, they're starting to hit. Not doing any damage to the crossbowman there. Or any damage that's being done is being repaired. And it looks like they are able to do some damage to it. It looks like it's trying to repair it with workers, and having the healers in the back here helping those workers out, keeping them from dying. Oh, artillery guns move up, but they get way too close to those crossbowmen. That's one of the good things about that range upgrade, is that it makes it so that you have to be a lot more careful with what units you send up. So, wait, why is Bella only level... He was level 4 before. Ah, it might be something else. He may have killed him to make room for something else and then brought something else. That doesn't make sense, though. I could swear he was level... Oh, wait. Ada adds 5-meter range to enemies in 20-meter radius attack by 30% slower. That's actually an effective thing there. So yeah, they are starting an attack. I'm not sure if this is the attack. But yeah, sending one of these tanks around this way would be very useful. Take out the marketplace and the farm. Wouldn't be perfect, but it would remove some of his resources. It would make it more difficult for him to respond. And how did that guy get down there? Wonder if he fell. So these archers are moving up, or these workers are moving up trying to get these stones. Not doing a very good job of it, because they keep getting killed. Specifically by this one crossbowman that decided to show up at the front. So they are at the 29 minute mark. They have 25 minutes left. I am wondering what their plan is. If Dryfun's waiting for K to get his special units. I'm trying to think about this. And actually, the player actually does have a very, very solid defense here. He has all of these Triceratops. If these walls around the front here, which, you know, these guys obviously see as the primary threat, so they're taking them out. Or attempting to take them out, at least. And if these walls do get taken out, these archers can move on to the Titans to make the Titans have stronger attacks by increasing the number of ranged weapons on them at once. And it looks like he is starting to move his Titans out, but very quickly turns around and decides against it. K and Dryfun are going at full force with their artillery weapons. Oh, it looks like they have 5 or 6 units. Yeah, see, normally they can transport up to 4, but I believe there's an option for 5 or 6 that can be added on before the game starts. So that could be... that is very, very useful for a player playing as the Norseman. Because it almost no, it doesn't almost. It does multiply the attack power of the Triceratops Titan, and actually could very arguably make him overpowered. Unless they take a range hit from it. Now, Bella gets knocked off of one of the reinforced walls that gets destroyed and is knocked down to the ground. Ends up having to retreat back into the base. And it looks like a counterattack might be coming using a Triceratops Titan who's going to be moving forward to go after that Black Widow, but it looks like he's not committing to the attack until he has more of his Titans on a row. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing moving them around like that. That may just be a glitch. And he does have on one of the Titans his the Archdruid, which he is using to heal. Several of the rocket troopers move forward but to take on the Titan, but very quickly retreat. Oh, there's a healing well over here. That's useful. So the difference between the healing well, which is apparently getting... oh, they have a new Titan. Nice. Yeah, the difference between a healing well and a hospital or temple or... yeah, I think they're both... there are temples for all of them, except for the seas. Yeah, the difference between the temple and the healing well is the healing well heals instantly. It has 2,000 hit points, and if you're damaged... if your unit is damaged, you can have them use it and instantly be healed. Whereas the hospital heals everyone in a range around it slowly and indefinitely. So it looks like that the front defense has been whittled down at the 21-minute mark. They have 34-minute mark. They have 21 minutes left to win. And it looks like they're going to bide their time, slowly striking from a distance, even though with their current numbers, all they need is... so that is their replacement Titan. So if they can get 3 more of those so that they have a full set of Titans, and the rest of the Seismosaurus Titans, they will have everything they need to just trample these guys over here. I mean, they do have the home field advantage with the walls, towers, and temples. So attacking them, they'll have greater losses, but they still outnumber them 2-1. And it looks like they're attempting to rebuild the front gate, trying to get some form of defense up, but these dragon tanks are not allowing it. They have the upgraded range and the vehicle damage upgrade, so they're able to do much more damage than they used to be able to. And they finish building the gate, but it's already at half health. And it looks like it's not going to last very long. I believe it's just those two, and a smoke bomber. That is one of the special units for the Dragon Clan, hides everything within a certain range of them, so that it can't be attacked, similar to the smoke tower. And it looks like, ooh, they're targeting the smoke tower with the log cannon. The smoke tower is very, very useful for hiding your base, but it's also very weak, so only a few short hits from any dedicated assault unit or siege unit will take it out, and it did, and is doing damage to their gate. Now it looks like they're actually countering to target the log cannon before it can take out their smoke bomber. And a Gatling Rider moved up too. Gatling Riders have a strong attack against animals, not as good as against infantry, but still useful. And it looks like they're moving forward to take it out. Titans from player are moving out of his base to target the I am horrible with dinosaur names right now. The Gatling Rider. And it looks like he anticipated that their primary attack is going to be coming from the Dryfun side. So it looks like they built an extra wall here, so they may be moving some of their crossbowmen to this wall right here to defend against that. And it looks like he's not putting any defenses around the northern defense outpost, only around the eastern one, because it looks like that's the direction they're going to end up attacking from. Now, he'd have to build a wall going through here, but that's not 100% necessary, because all he really has to do is slow them down enough so that they can't beat him within the next 17 minutes and 30 seconds. And what was that? What the? Gigantopleticus? I have not seen that unit before. It's a giant monkey throwing barrels. So apparently Donkey Kong has entered Paraworld. And it looks like one of the units has an attack that traps units in a particular spot. It's not going to be very, very useful because Triceratops' strength, at least for these ones, is not in its attacks, but in the units it is carrying on its back. Now it looks like this is the full frontal attack. I'm going between all of the different... Oh no, they can't attack while it's stuck. Oh, that's odd. Now it looks like that the whole reason why they're winning is because they have the Donkey Kong here taking them out, sniping the Titans from a distance. Plus they also have the CBR Titan here, which is helping, but not by much. And I don't see many other units other than the Titans. Ah, there we go. Titans and the Battle Mammoths. Battle Mammoths look like they're moving back to possibly defend the first ring. Nope, they're moving forward. That was just initial movement after they left the large animal farm. So yes, I do believe that that giant monkey is way overpowered. I don't know if that's added in specifically to this map or if this is an actual unit of theirs. Very strong animal, throws barrels against enemy from huge distances. Yeah, I've noticed those huge distances. So it looks like they have been pushed back by the battle mammoths. The close range units are able to do a decent amount of damage to them, but once they start getting taken out, their numbers just aren't enough to truly hold them off. Especially when you have all of these high-powered long-range units like the Dragon Tank and the Black Widow taking them out, sniping them from a distance, and the friggin' monkey. Where did that monkey come from? I have never seen that in the game before. So yeah, it looks like they are going to be pushing inward, but he has a very large stockpile of food, it looks like, from all these marketplaces, so he is able to build these higher level animal units very, very quickly. So while the battle mammoths are attacking from the front, you have all of these crossbowmen getting on the walls behind this behind the battle mammoths. Battle mammoths retreat, trying to build their numbers possibly, or they were all just wiped out. This is not looking good for him. They have 14 minutes to take it out to win, and they may do it. It looks very, very close. CBR Titan of K moves in and very, very quickly retreats because it looks like it is taking a decent amount of damage from all of these crossbowmen. They are doing a very good job at hitting things, but I don't think they can handle the ultra-long-ranged weapons that Dryfun and K have built up. This wall is not going to hold up. So yes, they do have the strong defense here, but just the inclusion of the artillery just makes any short-range weapons like crossbows just completely ineffective. Let's just sit here and watch some explosions for a minute, shall we? And the wall is taken out. For some reason, these Gatling Riders don't seem to be doing anything. I don't know if they're just, might just be a glitch. Yeah, it looks like they're moving in a single large column with, multiple CBR Titans going after the Battle Mammoth. So this might be it for them if they can get through and start taking them out. But they still have to take out 50,000 hit points on that one, then fight their way through the rest of his base, which doesn't look like it has any defenses in it anyway. But then they have to do another $50,000 of damage, and they have 12 minutes to do it. Are any units being held back? Oh, that one marksman is just kind of sitting there like, I don't want to go fight. I'm sitting here. Other than that, it does not look like... Ah, that's the trade dino. That's just cool looking. Back to the fighting. Alright, so it looks like that the CBR Titans actually missed their target and started going after the marketplace, but now they are going after the correct target, the defender object. And it looks like a few others are sort of kiting around the area, trying to stay away from these lancers. Those lancers are very effective against animal units. And it's moving around. Looks like they drew the lancers into the fire of the Seismosaurus Titans and were able to take them out. Yeah, I do think the Gatling Riders are a little overpowered. And it looks like they're about halfway through it at 11 minutes, 15 seconds. So I do think they are going to be able to take it out before the time limit runs out. There are no defenses on this one. It looks like he was focusing everything on just the first defender object, so I am not expecting him to be able to make it through this. Currently, my money is going to be on the southern team. He also doesn't seem to have any unit production buildings. It looks like those were all on the front. Having all of your unit production buildings on the front is a good tactic for when you are being offensive, throwing troops out as quickly as possible, so once one troop dies, the next troop to take its place doesn't need to go as far. But it can become a problem when you're trying to defend, because once you suffer that initial frontal attack, once the front of your base is taken out, you really don't have anything that you can do. And it actually looks like that Dryfun is ignoring these unit production buildings. They're focusing everything on taking out that first tower, which did go down, so they are halfway done with 9 minutes and 55 seconds to go. I don't think he has a prayer in hell, especially because it looks like he's having his workers focus on building the walls here. Bella was alive at level 5 and was able to get a tiny amount of damage on one of these. It looks like he was just approaching the battlefield then and there. But with the... How did he take damage? He was so far away from everything. He wasn't able to do anything serious before he ended up getting stopped by whatever that attack was. I think that was the net attack by the Seismosaurus was able to stop him. And now it looks like the full force of Dryfun is going after the final defense. And it doesn't even matter if he takes it out, because player has 3 minutes and 50 seconds to rebuild his headquarters, or else he loses anyway, which is 4 minutes less than what he needs. Now it looks like this is the end of it. A large line of machine gun fire, barrels, artillery shells going into that. Melee units. Not good to have melee units in range of your artillery fire. And it's already halfway down. It's only been 15 to 30 seconds. So it looks like this is going to be the end of the match. Overall, a lot of good decisions on both teams, but the 2-to-1 odds just were too much for player to handle. I think I am going to go under the assumption that player was a human, was a person, not a CPU. His use of terrain was something that CPUs just don't do in this game. And... done. Unless there is some other thing going on here. Nope, it's not. So yeah, one of the other issues that this game has in this stage is when a match ends for a replay, it doesn't tell you that the match ended. You can only tell it by either following the objectives or watching the units and noticing that they're all just sort of standing there, not doing anything, which players do from time to time, but honestly. So, yeah, good match on both sides. I was expecting the front defenses here to last longer, but it looked like the artillery barrage going toward this front defense peninsula here was very, very effective at taking it out, forcing player to take all of his troops and move them back to a sort of secondary defense that just wasn't built to hold up. Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, now let's see if I can figure out how to turn off Twitch, because I haven't done this before. I'm going to quit to Windows. And stop streaming. Alright, see you all later.